It
are
is
like a forgotten
150,000%
species,
by
but they haven't
design.
forgotten you.
And
That's
not
by
only
design.
is it by design, it is also the very crux of the issue that they have with we women who are child free by choice. Now, see, if I had not decided, excuse me, that I wanted to live my life without ever becoming someone's mother, if, say, I had infertility issues, right? If I had some sort of sterilization or other form of infertility, and I said, oh, I can't have children, I would get all the sympathy and understanding in the world. I'd also be getting about a lot of pity, and, people would leave it alone. But when I say I would really rather literally die than allow some man's sperm to touch any part of my body, much less my vagina, to then breed me, colonize my womb, and reproduce itself through me, that's a problem. And even if you don't say it like that, because of course people are going to have a problem if you say things. Hold on. Of course people are going to have a problem if you say things like that. If you just say, oh, I just never wanted children, people take offense to that. They will call you selfish. I saw this video where this man was attacking a woman, talking about she's selfish, like he had just met her on a dating app. He elected to not read her bio. He elected to not get to know anything about her other than, I like your pictures, I would fuck you, so let me try to get your number, right? Which is how the vast majority, the greater percentage of men approach dating apps, but I digress. Instead of him taking the 3.5 seconds that it would take a literate human being to read the little short blurb in the bio, he would have been able to get that information, but he didn't do that. And so once he started talking with her about that she didn't have kids and why, then he was surprised and he started saying, well, who's going to take care of you when you're old? He's like, you're selfish, you're selfish. I'm like, it's so funny that breeder males, and we're just going to have to start calling them what they are, because these are not fathers. These people are not taking on the bulk of the responsibility of child rearing and child development. That's left to the fucking woman. They don't believe that they have any responsibility to their children outside of whatever little check that they bring home. And even that, they talking about you a gold digger and you spending too much and they want to regulate shit, right? But these are breeders. They're just breeders. And what they want is to turn every single adult human female, and hell, even the little girls, because they feel like if she bleeding, then I'm breeding, or you know what I mean? Once she hits puberty, she's ready, and all this sick rhetoric that they have always held, which is why we had to create laws to protect children, to protect pubescent children from men. They want to turn every woman who is fertile, who is healthy, who is menstruating, who is ovulating, into a brood sow. They have dropped so far from their divinity that they are now down in the animal, carnal level, and that's as high as they're ever going to endeavor to be. And so they want to drag us all out of divinity and down into carnality with them. In the background of you hearing me speak, there's an image. If you look at this, and it says, heaven is a vibration, not a location. You know what's so funny? I was out last night and I saw this and I said to myself, yes. And it made me remember something from when I was a child. My daddy used to play Kool and the Gang all the time. And there was this song he played by them called Heaven at Once. And, it's a man talking to a little boy, and he says, we need peace, we need unity. We need peace and unity for you and me. And that would be heaven at once. And I said to myself, I know that this song that Kool and the Gang put out is supposed to be like some black consciousness upliftment intention. But when I take it to myself as an individual black woman, and I start to think about black women at large and black women as a collective, if we had internal peace and self-unity, yes, that would be heaven at once. And so having achieved internal peace and self-unity, I literally, every day of my life is heaven. Don't get me wrong, there's stressors. We have to share the world with stupid, crazy people, just like anybody else. But when you have internal peace, when you have self-unity, when you love yourself, when you like yourself, when you accept yourself for who you are, even the things that you wish to change about yourself, you still accept yourself for what that is, and you just do the work that it takes to change that shit. When you have peace and unity, you are in heaven at once. These breeder males, want to come and disturb your peace and your self-unity. They want to divide you against yourself, and they use their sperm as a weapon of mass destruction. They use their penises as a weapon of mass destruction as well to cause that chaos in your life. It is absolutely intentional. Welcome to the patriarchy. This is why many of us have opted out of motherhood and marriage. I was talking with a wise woman earlier, and I was saying to her, I never wanted to be married. I wanted a Rolodex. I know I'm dating myself, but I was born in the 80s. I wanted a Rolodex of different men that serve different purposes. Me and this one go golfing, there's no sex. Me and this one is my gay boyfriend, and we go antique shopping together, and we hit up the plant nurseries on the weekends. Me and this one do brunch together. You know what I mean? This one's my lover. This one's my backup lover. I was like 14, 15 years old having this conversation with my girlfriends. And of course, they were all laughing, but I was dead ass serious. So, a lot of the choices that I made, like even my choice to remain a virgin until I was, in my 20s and married, it had nothing to do with religion or any of that. It had everything to do with me being terrified of some man weaponizing his sperm against me to destroy my life by getting me pregnant. And, childhood me coming up with different ways to avoid that, which would be just don't even have sex at all, because sex is how we get babies. I could go on and on and on about this, but y'all's attention spans is the size of a dead, smashed up gnat fly, but I digress again. All of this is intentional, all of it. This entire system is predicated upon women being miserable. Because if I make you miserable and I fucking depress you, then I can make money selling you these pills to help you with quote unquote depression. If I put you in financial straits in a dire situation after I've bred you and used my sperm, weaponized my sperm against you, then you're always going to need me. Need is a very low vibration. It takes you right out of that heaven energy. Heaven is a vibration. Need is a low vibration that's so far below heaven. Need is hell. We have a right to live our lives the way we choose to. Even mothers. Mothers have a right to have their babies if they want them and still not be subjected to societal oppression. But we women who are child-free already understand that that's not possible. You can make the best plans. You can have the best intentions. But this global, systemic fucking culture is still going to come in and snatch the rug out from under your feet and then blame you and tell you that you should have chosen better. So for the rest of us who have not allowed men to weaponize their sperm and colonize our womb, we're going to go ahead and continue to live our heaven on earth in all the various ways that we can. I don't really know what to say to you mothers other than I empathize with you. I feel your pain. I'm sorry that it's like this, but this is exactly why a lot of us have chosen to opt out.